Then you're wondering, okay, is any of this infection in this metatarsal that's left? It takes a lot of thought to diagnose somebody with a challenging infectious disease. As time goes on, there'll be more and more data so that we can figure out what to do.
When someone in the hospital consults ID, they're asking you for something that they could not figure out.
Not only one species of Acinetobacter imbelicus, but two.
Things change so rapidly. You have to use your creativity and your knowledge to develop a new solution.
So maybe she had just latent and it would have been treated by that one shot.
You need a lot of skill. You are dealing with a very dangerous pathogenic viruses for the people who get contracted with those diseases.
We will always have new pathogens and we will always need new treatment. So I think it's an evolving field and I love that about ID.
The University of Louisville Division of Infectious Diseases here is a resource for not just the community, but the whole state, where they can refer their toughest patients who they know have an infection, but they can't figure it out and need a diagnosis and treatment. It's education, it's patient care, and it's research. But what makes us stand out is we have a travel clinic where we see patients going to exotic countries who need vaccines. We're a large referral center, so we have diverse pathology. We have a civil surgeon clinic where immigrants come to get documentation. We have our own CLIA-certified laboratory within the division. This is a specialty that is comprehensive, that can be versatile, and so we incorporate these different aspects to accomplish a great need for the community. When COVID first hit, testing was absent. It was limited to the state health department in Frankfurt, and they did very infrequent tests. We're able to receive a sample of the first patient with COVID-19 from Seattle to our BSL Stage 3 laboratory.
We have a complementary relationship with the Division of Infectious Diseases. The CDC made the virus available to researchers who had the appropriate biocontainment facilities. We were able to bring it in within a couple of weeks of the patient presenting with the infection.
Getting the first sample was very critical for us. So without that one, we cannot do anything to validate our assay, validate our procedure. Once we generated that more virus stock, we were able to use it to develop more models, techniques, or more diagnostic tools.
We were able to make a test, we were able to perform it within the 2 laboratories, and then we could turn a travel clinic into a COVID-19 test area. We were able to incorporate many aspects of our division so that we could respond to the epidemic and help the community.
We implemented a kind of high throughput screening system. When people usually do 1 or 2 at a time, we developed a method that we can handle 96 samples. We were able to provide more information to the doctors so we can meet the demands from the community.
After creating a test that we could use, it seems like there were other problems that rose, and one of them was a lack of swabs. We had to find a swab so we could use our test.
My background is biomedical engineering and human physiology. I use 3D printing extensively in my research. I was asked to lead the effort to create COVID-19 test kits. We were working every day of the week for about the first 6 or 8 weeks of the pandemic in order to find the design that was acceptable, do the test to prove it was acceptable, and then setting up the assembly line. And by the time we were done, we'd produced over 12,000 test kits.
Our HIV clinic is funded by a Ryan White grant. We've had a Ryan White grant for over 20 years. We're happy to say that we're expanding the clinic and providing more services than ever.
The 550 Clinic specializes in primary medical care for people who are HIV positive. We have a caseload of 2,300 active individuals in care right now. We also provide case management services for those individuals who are positive and support services for their families. It's a whole comprehensive medical clinic for any individual who is in care with our clinic. Current viral suppression rates in our clinic is at 90%, which is on par with the federal objective. What's most rewarding about the work I do is actually having an impact on the population that we serve. building that network and doing that education to help people understand what really is the truth about HIV, and that's really important.
The division here is an excellent place to learn because of the patient care, the teaching, and the research. We have an ACGME fellowship program where we train the next generation of infectious diseases doctors.
I think what makes our infectious disease division stand out is the collegiality. We have attendings that come from different areas of the world. They get along, and their final goal is to treat the patient appropriately.
We see different consults from different specialty. We have a consult from surgery, OB, bone marrow transplant. It's a very rich learning experience for me.
After COVID-19 pandemic started, we found that infectious diseases is such an important cornerstone for everyone in the world, and the importance of this field is going to evolve.
We are able to contribute to research and build that knowledge base and then share it and disseminate it worldwide. We're not just one person helping one person else, but we're a group of people coming together and making a large impact to a whole community.